What is up, everybody? Cliff Ravenscraft coming to you with another reflection from the front seat. I believe this is the first one for 2019, and I am certain it will not be the last. Today, I want to share with you a thought that is on my affirmation file. Something that I had come up in recent conversation with somebody who said, "Hey, Cliff, can you tell me, how do you plan your days?" Or more specifically, the question was, how do you manage your task list, your to-do list? And this person was shocked when I said, well, I don't manage a to-do list. I don't manage a task list anymore. It's not that I don't have any task lists anywhere, but I certainly don't rely on any such list to guide my day. I'll explain a little bit more in detail perhaps as I go through here, but I want to share with you first the thought that is placed inside of my affirmation file. When I am planning my day, I will focus on the outcome that I desire rather than the tasks that I need to do. When I'm focused on what it is that I want and why I want it, I'll then have multiple ideas for tasks that I could choose to perform that day to get me closer to my outcome. I will not simply recycle yesterday's unfinished to-do list. Those items may or may not be relevant to the outcome that I desire today. All right, so here I'm going to break this down for you. First of all, when I am planning my day, well, there is an assumption that I am intentionally planning my day. Sometimes I do it the evening before. Sometimes I wake up and do it in the morning. Sometimes I wake up in the afternoon and do it in the afternoon. And that's a whole nother reflection from the front seat for another day, another time. But anyway, the idea here, first and foremost, is that I am planning my day. So when I'm doing that, what am I going to do? Well, the first question I always ask myself, what am I focused on? And I am going to intentionally choose to focus on the outcome that I most desire, rather than a list of tasks that need to be done. You see, I want to wake up each day and I want to ask myself, what is most important to me today? What is the one thing I feel most drawn to do, to be connected to live a fulfilling life, to think that today maybe could be potentially my last day on this earth? When I go to bed tonight, what is it that I should do today to say to myself that today was well lived? It was intentionally set out to do the thing that I decided for myself was the most important thing for me to do today. What is it that I most want to accomplish today? Is it some future goal of achieving some major piece of success? Or do I look and think, today is something going on. There's a family fair going on. There's like a graduation for my son, for example, is coming up in June. Or is it late May? I need to get on my calendar and find that out. But anyway, when my son's graduation comes up, that day, I may say, you know what is the most important thing for me to do today? What's the most important outcome? And that is to make sure that my son knows that he's important. And there's family coming in, or we're going to the ceremony where he's going to walk the stage, and that today the most important thing is making sure that I'm present and available and in the moment for that today. Well, that could trump everything else on my to-do list that was on there yesterday and all the tiny little things that may or may not have gotten done. So I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus today. What is it what outcome do I desire? I'm not going to focus on tasks that need to be done. I'm going to ask myself every day, what do I want? All right? When I'm focused on what it is that I want and why I want it, ... Well, first and foremost, it implies, once again, that not only am I focused on intentionally planning my day and choosing what I focus on as far as my outcome is concerned, but I also intentionally ask myself, why do I want this? What is the reason for me wanting this outcome? What will it help me accomplish that is tied into who I am as a father, as a husband, as a business owner, as a friend? What is it that is driving me to make the decision that today the outcome is this? When that may be contrary to what the outcome was yesterday, and it may actually delay or put off for another couple days an outcome that I previously chose on a previous day. Well, when I have a big enough reason why, then that's all I need. All I need is a big reason why today I may be deviating from a plan that was previously selected for a day in the past. See, every day I want to live in the moment, and I want to ask myself, have things changed? I don't want to live my life today based upon decisions made a long time ago. Things change, things come up. For example, I may have said last week, hey, I'm focused on this outcome by such and such date, I'm going to have this. But I may not have anticipated some life circumstances, whether they be unavoidable, tragic life circumstances that can come up, or in many cases, there are awesome life circumstances to be celebrated that come up that completely you didn't have access to that information when you previously made an outcome in your mind that you were going to work towards. And so every day I'm asking myself, today, what am I focused on? What is it that I want? Why do I want it? And then again, when I'm focused on what it is that I want and why I want it, then I will automatically have multiple ideas for tasks that I could do, that I could perform today to get me closer to that outcome. So for example, let's just take the hypothetical day of graduation for my son. I may wake up that day and I say, what is on my list of things to do today? Well, I'm in control of that. Here's the things that didn't get done. All of that can wait. I'm not even going to add those to, carry them over. If those things are so important, when it's time for me to get back on the path of that stuff, they'll be there. All right. Today is focused on my son, and that's what's most important for me today. If for some reason I don't wake up tomorrow, did I do today what I'm going to do? Okay, so based upon my outcome is making sure that my son feels that he is celebrated and that he's important, that this is a big monumental day, and that his dad loves him and stuff like that. These are important things. I'm going to maybe go out, some things that I can do today. I can stop by and pick up a special gift, or I could go down to my office and handwrite a letter to him that he could, keep, and who knows, maybe he'll keep it forever and say, man, I remember the day when my dad graduated and he wrote out this personalized note of the things that he's proud of me for, and that meant the world to me, and he may keep that forever. I don't know. I haven't even done this yet. That matter of fact, I'm thinking I wasn't thinking of that before, but man, that might be a thing that comes up on the day that my son graduates. I may wake up that morning and handwrite a letter to him. But the idea is that when you're living in the moment and you have a big enough reason for why it is you want what you want, and you know what it is that you want, and you've chosen that this is what you're going after, creatively in your mind, you'll come up with all kinds of things that you can do to achieve that outcome. And then I'm just going to follow that flow that day, living in the moment, allowing those items to guide me, to pull me towards what it is that I have set in my mind that I'm going after, that outcome that I desire to achieve. Now, important thing is I've chosen to do all of this and intentionally have decided I will not simply recycle yesterday's unfinished to-do list. There is, in my mind, I've given up on the idea of yesterday I made a list of things to do, and when it came to the end of my quote-unquote workday, or my end of the day before I decided to put my head on the pillow, there may have been 4 or 5 things that I thought were pretty important, but I didn't do that day. I will not, in my mind, allow myself to believe that the natural thing to do is to take those unfinished to-do items and move them to today's list. That does not automatically happen. I will not recycle those things. I will consider whether or not, maybe at some further day when I'm ready to go back on that outcome, do those things didn't get done then, are they important today? I'll consider them for today, but they do not automatically get recycled. And in most cases, they just get left undone until one day when I say, hey, this is what I want. Well, why do I want it? Okay, I'm gonna do it because of this. What can I do? Well, the other day I said I was gonna do these items that I didn't do. Are those still applicable today? If so, maybe they get brought forward, maybe they don't. I don't care one way or another, because each day I'm intentionally choosing how to live my day. So those items may or may not be relevant to the outcome that I currently have today, and the outcome that I have, those may have been ideas that if I worked on them that day would have, but things change. There's new input, new information, new distinctions that have been made. I may have listened to a podcast or read a book that gave me an insight on how I can get further faster in a way that's different than those unfinished to-do items. Just because something makes it to my to-do list does not mean it has to be done. This is how I process things. This is how I plan my day when I'm doing it faithfully. And I don't do this intentionally every single day, but when I do, I always go to bed fulfilled. And so one of the reasons why I have a daily affirmation file is to have thoughts and beliefs like this come up from time to time to remind me, yes, this is how I want to live my life. This is intentionally what I'm choosing to focus how I live my life, what I believe. And I believe every word on this affirmation of this belief on the affirmation file. So I'm going to read it through. Now that I've explained it to you, I'm going to read it through one more time. By the way, I'm looking at my iPad here, which is getting ready to fall. Hold on. All right. When I'm planning my day, I will focus on the outcome I desire rather than the tasks I need to do. When I'm focused on what it is that I want and why I want it, I will then have multiple ideas for tasks that I could choose to perform that day to get me closer to my outcome. I will not simply recycle yesterday's unfinished to-do list. Those items may or may not be relevant to the outcome I currently want today. Well, my friends, I hope that this encourages you in some way, maybe gives you a different way to think about to-do list management, task management, or how you manage your time. I live my life this way a majority of the time, and when I do, it is a blessing to myself and everyone around me, and I hope that some of this will be a blessing to you today. If you feel drawn to this way of thinking and these ideas are resonating with you at a very deep level, I want to encourage you, if you haven't done so already, head over to freethedreamconference.com and reserve your ticket today. Save your seat for this year's Free the Dream 2019 conference in Franklin, Tennessee this September. I would love to meet you there. Not only will I be sharing some of the biggest and most powerful insights that I've gained over the past 46 years of my life, but certainly some of the new distinctions that I've made in the past year since Free the Dream 2018. I'm also going to be bringing some of my powerful network of friends to share their biggest mindset breakthroughs throughout their lifetime so that you can learn how to rediscover your ability to dream very big dreams, and more importantly than how to dream them, how to live the life of your dreams. That's what we're going to help you do in Franklin, Tennessee. freethedreamconference.com. I look forward to seeing you there.